Hello, everyone. I'm Corbin Hostler. This is Mighty Modern, and this is Fevered Bounce, Fevered Visions, Boomerangs. I don't really know what to call this. It's bounce.deck. So let me walk you through what we have this week. And I don't know where this list originated. I had a friend give it to me. I've tinkered around with it just a little. It's a lot of fun. So let me walk you through what we're doing here. Essentially, it's kind of simple. We want to bounce all of their cards so they have zero permanents in play, and then we kill them with Fevered Visions. So Fevered Visions, this was actually our preview card on Brainstorm Brewery when it came out in Shadows of Innistrad, so it's pretty cool that it's making a little bit of waves in Modern. But 3-mana enchantment, at the beginning of the instep, each player draws, the current player draws a card. If it's an opponent's turn and they have 4 more cards in hand, they take 2 damage. Okay. So how do we ensure that that happens? Well, we put all the things back into their hands. So we have 4 Boomerang, which is just return target permanent, instant speed, blue, blue. Eye of Nowhere, which is sorcery speed, same thing. Wipe Away, split second, return target permanent. Okay, so that forms the basis. Those are our 11 bounce spells. We then have 4 remands to also put things back into their hand. We have Days Undoing to completely reset. We get to redraw all of our stuff and ready to go off again. We have Engulf the Shore if they get creatures out ahead of us, which a lot of decks will be able to do. We can bounce a whole bunch of them back with this. So we also have Blood Moons to lock people out once we're keeping them off of their lands. We have Pyromancer Ascension to double up all of our stuff. Obviously, that's another great way to catch up. If you have this on turn 2, and then they have creatures. Well, maybe by turn 4 you're double bouncing, and at that point you're sort of catching up. The engine of the deck is definitely Fevered Visions. We have lightning bolts, of course, to actually kill them sometimes when we need to. Plus, it holds the fort, but it can kill them with Pyromancer Ascension as well. And then Thought Scour is obviously our cantrip of choice. It sets up Pyromancer Ascension for later. That's the entire deck. Pretty simple, right? Pretty awesome though. So basic blue-red mana base, nothing to see there. In the sideboard, we have. Let's go ahead and sort by mana costs here. We have a couple counter spells, clean up some mana dorks with the Fork Bolt, Grafdigger's Cage. For Graveyard Hate, Anger of the Gods, again, very good against all those creature decks. Honestly, just casting this card can win you a lot of games when you 3-for-1 your opponent off their good creatures or something. Counterflux when our opponent's playing a combo deck and we absolutely need to interact in a way that we can't otherwise. Crumble to Dust for Tron, or really a lot of decks. It functions as another way to get rid of one of their lands, but also as a benefit of taking more out of their deck. And against Tron, sometimes Crumble Dust is actually too slow, but in this deck where we can count on bouncing their stuff, it's actually pretty good. And then Rise from the Tides. This is a sweet one too in the mid range sort of grindy matchups. I didn't want it in the main deck, which is what the original list I had it because of the anti synergy with Days Undoing, where you're shuffling your graveyard into your library. But it's an option, control matchups, grindy mid range matchups, that sort of thing, where just making a bunch of 2/2s can be pretty good. So that's the deck. We are playing Boomerang Visions, whatever you want to call it, Visions of Boomerangs. It's going to be fun. So let's give it a go.